Here's another article about India. They say Bollywood is doing well. They had about 2 point something billion dollars revenue in the various art forms, maybe movies and records and so on. And then they're saying that lip syncing is normal. I mean, I remember Manelli and his partner had this problem, and then they took away his Grammy and whatever. So, like, maybe he pioneered it, and then now others could do it and still get away with it. But they're trying to establish what is causing this phenomena with India and Bollywood and so on. And they're talking in terms of perhaps you could have a opera singer or a very celebrated or skilled singer singing a song and he does it pretty well. And then up comes the actor who just lip syncs, and therefore it is an enchanting and an enthralling and a very special movie or song. But I want to disagree with all that. I think what's happening is that, um, first of all, let me give you some credit. As a former British colony, they still hold many British values. And of course, the society with castes and class and so on. The only way you can move up is if you have a sterling education, because a lot of money is not around. So people excel. They spend at least 20 hours a week studying, other than in class, and so they excel and so on. When they come to North America, they're able to continue that and always on the honor roll. Saying that, now they get to the real issue with India. Now, India has an Eastern religion thing, many gods, and there is a god in India who is a god of prosperity. Now, in the Caribbean, you have Indian descent people from India who will tell you that their god puts money in a certain room. Every day they wake up, there's money there. The money just goes low, but it never finishes. And we try to inquire, well, if you're going to spend all this money in this store, what happens? Does the guy end up losing that money? It just disappears, or he able to bank it and some way it disappears? Because I don't know if the devils would or the gods would bring real money from the mint or from the treasury and put it in the house. I don't understand how the whole thing works. However, you have people like Deepak Chopra, who is he is a messenger, or he's a one out here who's converting folks into Indian stuff. Then everywhere you go now, you're finding a little yoga this and a little yoga that. And people in North America don't seem to understand what yoga is. They're getting high on the exercise and the bending and all that stuff, but they don't understand that's just a part of it. The real deal is the Eastern religion thing. I recall when I was doing karate and judo as a teenager, they're talking about meditation and all this kind of Japanese religion thing. And I say, man, I'm not into that, bro. I'm just for the exercise part. I'm sure I just got the exercise part. But a lot of people went overboard and took, hook, link, sinker, and everything. I was doing that. So I think what is causing this fascination in India is that the majority of people in the world today are involved in a variety of Eastern things. Or voodoo or whatever, and who is not in Ouija board, who is not involved in astrology, psychics, atheism, or whatever evil they're in. I think in the world today, about 70% of the people are almost evil. So that anything that comes out to the east, they're gonna gravitate to it. Now, like with Japan. Japan, is doing well, and they're talking about this quality circles. And when I was doing a certain business and administration course, talk about quality circles, how the Japanese people are respectful to the elderly, and how you don't have to have manager and president parking spot. Whoever comes out early gets the spot, and so on, and all this equality stuff. That has nothing to do with their success. Their success was that they were copying people's things, and they have a history and a long experience in copying things, and they were just changing around a little bit and making that money. And on the line, what was happening then, people were starting to say that perhaps it's the Eastern religion that Japan believes in helps them to do that, and so people were going into this Buddhism and all this stuff that they have done in Japan. Now the tsunami coming almost wiped them out. I don't know what people are doing. But now the thing is India. They're saying that India is the next rising giant and so on. And, from my study of the the Bible is being correct to date. After these white boys go, it's over, man. Then I don't know India, no China, nobody coming again, okay? So all that's happening is there's a fascination with India. So more people are going to start getting into the Eastern Indian religion. I see that they teach such a flimsy computing course here in the West that folks have to go up now to India to do an internship or do more studies. And I saw this young lady where she's dressed in a sari and she's had this sindoor on her forehead, you know, that little red spot. And she's like, man, this thing is so good. Like, you know, wow, they're so good. Like, I got to be just like the whole real deal. But, you know, the bottom line is this. I don't see anything that the East, India, Japan, China that really invented. They're taking almost everything from the West, working it cheap, and, you know, just changing it a little bit and selling it back to us. Cars were developed this way, computers were developed this way. I mean, they might be adding in a little thing here and there, but the underlying discovery happened in the West. So I'm just throwing this out. I don't care if folks want to expect, you know, India going to be the next montage or the next superpower or whatever. I'm just letting you know that when you get involved in that voodoo, one day you're going to have to pay. See? In Carnival, there's the Juve, there's a kind of regular chant in Trinidad that goes this way. Pay the devil. You're playing it smart, pay the devil. In other words, what they're saying is that you expect the devil to give you car and house and all them nice business and all that stuff you have, and then you don't want to pay up. I recall in my country, Guyana, in the 60s, there was some black guy, he was trying the Indian thing, you know, he wants to get rich like them Indians. And he doing this simidemi or whatever. And it comes down to you have to hold a certain devotion. Every this and that, you got to do your little prayers or whatever. And he's slacking up. And a big stone came from nowhere over the roof and hit him across his eyes. BAM! So everybody started ducking, trying to run away. He said, no man, it's just a reminder for him. So he left, he went and did his devotion. I don't know what happened to him after, because at that time I didn't understand what was happening. And then when I understood, I don't know where he went or whatever, but you know, be careful of this thing. You know, they only have something that's glittering, but it's not gold. Be careful.